Hey friends, what's up? It's Roxy. I'm getting into some pretty vulnerable and intimate stuff about my life. I'm gonna be sharing a lot about my personal experience being in and recovering from an eating disorder. And through this video, I'm going to share a lot of what helped heal me and what has helped me actually have a healthy relationship with food, with my body, and how Ayurveda and yoga was a big part of that. So I'm also going to be dropping the first video I've ever done on like what I eat in a day. It's been super highly recommended to me over the years, but I've never done it. I've always felt like, I don't really know if I am the person to do that because I'm still figuring out my relationship with food. And I also know how much, what I eat in a day, like what diet I'm on, videos can, to the wrong person, do more harm than good. And I know that I was affected by, what I eat in a day videos in the past. And I never wanted to put something out there that felt too perfect or like, yeah, this is how I stay fit, my diet of super healthy whatever, because I know that can really impact people who are struggling. So I actually made this video of what I eat. I'll link it below. It is not aesthetic. It is not like cute food vlogger vibes, but it is very real of what I eat and how my diet as an intuitive eater looks like these days, and like how I stay fueled when I am super active, and a lot of like my philosophy around eating. But I wanted to make this video specifically because all of this context matters a lot when it comes to how I eat today and how I've figured out like what is the right way to eat for my body, but mostly my energy and my mental health. And I have done everything from super like raw organic vegan to eating whatever and eating steak and burgers and everything in between. I have tried so many different diets or like trends over the years, and also been on a really big journey to heal my gut health as well. So we're going to be getting into all of that. So if you want to learn how I healed my eating disorder, got a healthy relationship with food, I'm in the best shape of my life and the best mental health of my life through totally transforming my relationship to food and my body. If you want help with that, keep watching. We're gonna get into it. I guess I'll say trigger warning because we are gonna talk about eating disorder and body dysmorphia and binge eating and some self-hatred thoughts. So if that feels like it's a little bit too much for you to get into right now, maybe today's not the day for this video. But I'm really excited to share and get a little bit more vulnerable with you guys. I haven't really shared this side of my journey as much because it's a lot and I really struggled. As most of y'all might know, I grew up in the dance world. Like I was a ballerina from like 4 years old, always did classical ballet and took it very seriously. Like did Royal Academy of Dance, which is where you basically get judged and have to do these exams every year to like go on to the next level, point shoes, ballet competitions, like the whole 9 yards, and was immersed in the ballet world, which, in case you're not aware, has rampant eating disorders and rampant body image issues. The body image conditioning that I received from like a very young age really affected me. I literally have watched fellow dancers who have been harassed by not only their teachers, like our teachers, but even their parents too, and just getting judged by the dance world just because of the way their body is and over things that they can't control, like their height or like their body type. Growing up, I kind of was able to skate by like not getting any criticism about my body. I'm naturally kind of taller and I was very like skinny, like naturally just like lean athletic body type. And that's just the cards I got, like it's not because I was better than any of these other dancers, but it was something that I always got praise for, as if I had like worked super hard to like have my body type. But it was something that was always you know, got little things of like, oh, you're so lean, like you know, you have the perfect ballet body. It was something that like I witnessed other dancers get judged for not having like a super slender body type, and then I got praised for it, which that's when the damage started, y'all. That's when it really embedded itself into my brain that I am only worthwhile as a human, as a dancer, if I maintain this super skinny, slender, like no body fat, six-pack abs that I had when I was a fucking 15-year-old dancing all day, every day, in and out of the studio, at school and outside of school. So my brain was like, all right, noted, we're gonna put all of our self-worth around our body. Perfect. That really came to bite me in the ass when I turned 18 and I was starting my career as a modern dancer. I left the ballet world and I got injured like 6 months into my like adult dance career. This is when all of the unhealthy, deeply embedded things came to the surface around how I related to my body and where I got my sense of worthiness from. Because as soon as I could not dance anymore, could not, you know, basically be working out 7 hours a day, 5 days a week or more, my anxiety around my body skyrocketed. My anxiety around food and my figure skyrocketed. Before that, my relationship with food wasn't great. Like, I was definitely the girl that was like, I'm gonna dab my pizza slice with napkins to like get the grease off because that's what, you know, I got told to do by other dancers. Or like, I'm gonna, you know, eat a little bit less, or like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm only giving myself a big dinner if I've like earned it, you know. Like, there are some things. I was vegetarian by choice, but I would still like eat, you know, like, because I always felt like, oh, I'm working out, like it's fine, like I'm working it off, so it's all balancing out. And as soon as the working out part got taken away, oh my God, I like every meal felt like something I should feel guilty of. And when I stopped being able to work out every day from being in so much pain from my injury and being so stressed from my injury too, it started to really snowball. I dropped out of the dance program I was in and was just living in an apartment and working at like a deli and hated my life. I've done other videos about this, like the emotional toll of the injury and like what I went through on my healing journey. But something else that was happening along with being super depressed, not knowing what the fuck I was supposed to do with my life, feeling so heartbroken and literally like shattered in every way that I couldn't dance anymore, was also an eating disorder starting to come to the surface. Because I thought that, okay, the only way I can maintain any sense of worthiness is by still looking like a dancer, even though I was too broken to dance anymore. But those narratives were still embedded in my head. So I started restricting my food and started to be more strict about my health, and went fully vegan and started leaning more into plant-based lifestyle in a way that was very controlling. Plant-based, I think, is great, and I still am very plant-based to this day, but this was in like every meal has to be like quinoa and salad and tofu and like roasted sweet potatoes. Like, I was not the like vegan that was like eating like the vegan fast food and vegan ice cream. Like, I was very much like, you are only allowed to have smoothies and like raw fruits and veggies. And you're not allowed to have pasta. You have to make like zucchini noodles. Like, I went hard in that direction of like, no fake anything, no sugars. Like, I was very, very strict. I tried to cut out sugar. That backfired so bad because that would just make me crave it more. What started to happen is I literally was stuck in this horrible cycle of literally restricting food, like low-key starving myself and obsessing about how I'm going to restrict myself, like obsessing about, okay, tomorrow we're starting fresh, like you're gonna be good and you're only gonna eat like 1 apple at noon and some green tea, and that's gonna be your breakfast, and you're gonna intermittent fast until noon, you know? Like I was trying to intermittent fast on top of all of this, and was like, then you're gonna do a really crazy cardio workout, and then for dinner you can have a quinoa bowl with black beans and sweet potatoes. You know, like I was very, very strict, and I would obsess over how I was going to like stick to this rigid lifestyle to be good. But that doesn't work, and of course I was hungry during the day, eating like 1 apple and drinking tea and thinking about food all day. And then no matter what, by the time I would let myself eat, I would be so hungry that my eyes were like bigger than my stomach, and I would overeat. Even though what I was making I thought was healthy, I would eat in a state of stress, because I was just fucking stressed all the time during this period, and I would overeat. And at the same time, my gut health was in the trash. My like digestive system was really going through it because of all the stress, and because the strain and the stress that my nervous system was dealing with was also really impacting my digestive system. So I would eat all of this crazy like fiber heavy, just like raw veggies and like quinoa and salads and all this stuff, and get super bloated. And then that would only play more into my horrible body image, and I would feel literally like I wanted to crawl out of my own skin, feel so disgusted with myself, feel so like bloated and gross, that then I would cycle into like, okay, tomorrow you're restricting even more heavily, like you need to like make up for eating this salad and being bloated and being gross. Like, these were the thoughts I was having, you guys. This is why I said trigger warning. Like, I literally hated my body. I would look in the mirror and just be like sucking in all the time to try and like convince myself, you're still skinny, like your body hasn't changed at all. Like, you know, even though I wasn't dancing, you know, I definitely like lost my abs. I lost like all my strength basically from having to not do anything but rest. Basically, I went from dancing every hour of the day for like my entire life to having to sit around. It fucked me up. So I also would have this obsession with the things that I couldn't have. Like while I was restricting, I would be like obsessing over sugar and like cookies and cake and ice cream, fried foods. Like the food noise was insane, you guys. I was either thinking about what I'm not gonna eat, what I wish I could, judging myself for it, thinking about the healthy meals and like how I'm gonna exercise, which I shouldn't have been doing. I should have been fucking resting and doing like gentle conditioning, but I was like trying to do hella cardio too. So I was already stressed. Then I was just doing cardio, like spiking my nervous system, not like actually building muscle, just like frantically doing like jumping jacks for like an hour. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just like, every meal had guilt. Every meal I ate had so much guilt. And then I was just in like a starvation and binge cycle where I would starve and then I'd go to the grocery store and buy like boxes of cookies and eat them all by myself, like in the car, and then feel literally like the most disgusting person on the planet, hate myself, go force myself to like work out and then not eat anything for dinner, and then the next day I would be even more hungry and overeat. Like, oh my god, I was a mess. It was all I thought about, the food noise and the obsession and feeling gross in my body and like hating my body and just being stressed from my injury. Baby girl was going through it. It was really tough time, and I also had a lot of shame around it and didn't really like share with a lot of people what I was experiencing, and it was a constant anxiety in my life. Even going out on like a date with my husband, who was just my boyfriend at the time, I couldn't even order off a menu without like having a fucking battle happening in my head where like the eating disorder part of my brain was like, you need to just get the salad and a side of fruit, or whatever like the healthiest, like lowest calorie option on the menu was. That's what I had to get. But then the part of me that was actually like feeling into what I wanted to eat didn't match that. And so I would always be like battling between like, do I get what I want? Watching my husband order whatever the hell he wanted and be like so jealous all the time, and low-key being like, man, I wish that I had ordered what he ordered, but I'm gonna just be over here with my fucking bowl of quinoa or like bowl of oatmeal while he's got like a breakfast burrito, you know? Like I was just, no choice that I made felt good. It was either that I made the healthy, low-calorie choice and felt like bummed, or I got what actually sounded good, and then I would berate myself the rest of the day and feel so much guilt, and also feel bloated because, again, my gut health was in the trash. I would eat and be in pain immediately. Like eating, just everything about food and eating was just like hell, honestly. But I didn't realize that it was because of like my gut health. So I was trying to do like all of these cleanses and like all of these fads and like doing the fucking like maple cayenne lemon juice cleanse, like crazy shit that I don't really recommend. I just was so lost and felt like so shitty, and was gaining weight because of all the stress and not moving. And it was really bad for a few years. Like when I lived in Salt Lake City for the year when I was going through it and trying to figure my life out, I was in a really dark place and I really hated my body, and like I said, felt like I wanted to just crawl out of my skin at all times, unless I had a day where I felt like I'm skinny and I feel good because I haven't eaten anything today, and like waist on fleek, like, you know, that kind of bullshit. And like it was also like, it was in my head. Like I would just, you know, the body image shit really fucked me up. Like the body dysmorphia was so real, it was so intense. Like I would just look at myself in the mirror and just see not an accurate representation. I just saw myself as so much bigger, and to me at the time that equaled bad, because that's what I had been taught growing up, not only from the dance world but just the conditioning that women receive in general, that says you are only worthwhile if you're skinny. And that ran really deep in my body. How did I start to change this? Because I was really in this dark spot, and if you are there right now, or if you have been there, I can just relate so deeply and just know how hard it is to feel like your brain is constantly hijacked with the food noise, the anxious thoughts, the self-judgment, constantly feeling guilty and figuring out how you're gonna make up for it and earn your next meal. It is so tough, and it's like an obsessive noise that you cannot turn off. I finally was just like, I need help. Like I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I can't remember how I found this book or how I got turned onto this. Like I, honest to God, I'm like, how did I find this book? But I'm gonna turn you guys onto a book that helped me so much. 2 books. This is one of 2, but I found this book called The Prime. Now this is The Prime: Prepare and Repair Your Body for Spontaneous Weight Loss. And it's written by an integrative neurologist. I will say my one thing with this book is I'm like, why did you put weight, like why did we make the title all about weight loss? Because this book is way more than a weight loss diet. This is literally like how to heal your digestive system, heal your gut-brain connection, heal your nervous system, your whole body, through focusing on your digestive system and using Ayurveda to do so. I recommend this book because of the information, not because I'm telling you to learn how to spontaneously lose weight. It's so much deeper than that, and like I would not be recommending a weight loss book to people with an eating disorder. Just ignore that part. This is all about healing your gut health. I didn't know anything about gut health. I didn't know anything really about Ayurveda, and how in Ayurveda, which if you're not familiar with Ayurveda, it's like the sister science to yoga. It's like the ancient health and wellness of India. Ayurveda, Veda, and Vedic wisdom is like the ancient wisdom where yoga comes from. So it's like the sister science of yoga when it comes to your health and what to eat and how to heal illness and all of that. And the foundation of Ayurveda is your gut health, your inner fire, your Agni, our gut-brain axis, and how our brain is super controlled by our gut. Y'all just have to read this book. Even if you're not struggling with food, this book is insane, and the information will blow your mind about how your brain really works, how your gut really works, how your gut is where all of your, brain chemicals are created, like your serotonin and all of that is created in your gut. And literally how, what kind of gut bacteria you have going on, whether you have good or bad gut bacteria, how that literally dictates the kind of cravings you have and what kind of food you gravitate towards. It impacts your mood. Literally, this book, you guys, I truly saved my life when it comes to food in my body. It's basically got a protocol for if your gut health is in the trash, I learned that mine was, all the bloating that I got and pain that I had when I ate food, that was due to my gut health. I would always feel lethargic after I ate. I also was having really intense cravings and just experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety and depression and overwhelm. And I really realized how much of that was connected into what was happening in my gut and what was happening in my nervous system, and how my high nervous system dysregulation and stress was impacting my gut, because they are very intimately connected. This book is great if you are trying to not put yourself on a diet, because it's not a diet, it's more add these things into your life and see how naturally what you crave and how you eat and how you feel will change by adding in all of these different herbs, doing things to detox your lymphatic system, all of these different life habits that were not just eat this and not that. She actually does not talk about you have to eat this and not that. It's more, like I said, adding in different healing herbs and spices that you can add to the food that you're already eating, doing things like dry brushing. Anyways, I followed the protocol. I ordered all of the herbs, I ordered all the things. I did my best to stick to the protocol and bring in all these different habits. It actually started to work. It actually worked. Way more than any other diet I had ever tried in the past that was all about restricting and having really strict rules. This actually was starting to make me feel better, was actually starting to make me be able to eat and not immediately have just super painful bloating. It started to shift my relationship to how I eat, and I used to blame myself so much and be you are just so lazy and undisciplined that you are eating all this food and you're eating all these sugary things and you can't stop. I would just judge myself and be you are just literally have no discipline and you suck. And that wasn't the case at all. It was that my brain was hijacked by bad gut bacteria. She talks a lot about the bacteria in your gut literally controls your brain, pulls the strings on our mood, on our appetite, on our cravings. And it made me realize whoa, holy shit, I've been going about trying to live healthily so wrong. And once I shifted my focus to healing my gut, everything else started to fall into place. I started to just feel better. I stopped feeling so lethargic after eating. And I also shifted how I ate too, and just kind of shifted towards a more a bit more Ayurvedic of a lifestyle. And paired with this was also shifting away from doing cardio as my main form of exercise and shifting towards focusing on strength training and really not just trying to do fast as fuck boy shit and sweat and get fast as fuck boy shit. Yeah, I was trying to not do that. Not that cardio is bad, but it was the only thing I was doing, and focus more towards strength training and conditioning. And this is also when I was getting into you know, my yoga teacher training and learning how to heal my injury and all that other stuff that you guys might know a little bit more about my story about, but this was happening at the same time. So yoga was really starting to become a central part of my lifestyle between Ayurveda and actually like practicing yoga and getting into meditation and being in more mindful conditioning than just like frantic self-hating cardio, yeah? And using exercise as a healing thing rather than a punishment for what I ate. But I will say the thing that helped me the most, like truly shifted my inner state of being to feel more at ease in my body and to really kind of was the final piece to regulate my digestive system, was getting into yin yoga and restorative yoga and slowing down so much and diving into that deep restfulness, de-exciting my nervous system, that I was able to heal my relationship with my body. And what's interesting about yin and restorative yoga is that it actually is incredible for healthy weight loss, purely just because it regulates your nervous system. And when your nervous system is regulated, your digestive system can actually fire properly and be like working, all cylinders running. Most of us don't realize that all of our constant stress and constant sympathetic activation of the nervous system is actually slowing down our digestive system. Basically, when the body is in a sympathetic state, our digestive system gets put on the back burner because our body is putting energy towards survival rather than like, okay, we're gonna, you know, do the daily body maintenance. Like that's why it's called rest and digest when you are in parasympathetic. Yeah, it's fight or flight or rest and digest, right? So I was in fight or flight kind of my whole life, I think, and then especially through this injury and the eating disorder and how I was using cardio to just literally rattle my nervous system. Once I dropped into yoga and mindfulness and tapped into that rest and digest, then I really stopped like feeling bloated. I felt healthier. I don't know if it actually made me lose weight or it was just that it helped heal my body dysmorphia and helped me stop feeling so at odds with my body, where I was actually able to feel safe enough to be in my body and stop seeing myself through such a lens of judgment. And it actually made me stop feeling so disgusted by my body, which was huge. If you have been in a place where you felt like disgusted by your body and hate yourself like that, you know how impossible that almost feels. That piece on regulating the nervous system is huge. And I'm not just making this up. There's been studies done on how restorative yoga does help you lose weight because of how much it relaxes your system, and so your body can start to digest your food better. And also when we're stressed, our body stores more fat cells, like it's just a survival response. So there's been studies done that where they took, you know, a huge group of women, split them up into two groups, had one group do more cardio, high energy, more like power yoga for 6 weeks, and then the other group did just restorative yoga for 6 weeks, and the restorative yoga group lost more weight collectively. So that's pretty interesting. And not that I'm saying you should do this just to like lose weight, but I'm saying like it will drastically help your relationship with your body, and it does not hurt to get your digestive system back on track. That'll just literally impact your life positively in way more ways than helping you lose weight. So those two pieces really helped me be able to finally move into like the final state of healing, I think, which was starting my intuitive eating journey. So that's the second book that helped me. My husband got me that book, Intuitive Eating, which was such a concept to me that I was just like, whoa, like letting yourself eat whatever you want so that you stop restricting and then want that thing more to like calm down the food noise and help you like actually listen to your hunger cues. Bitch, my hunger cues were like, who's that? I don't know her. What are those? I don't even know. I was in such a state state of like, I'm gonna starve myself and only eat when I feel like I'm about to pass out. And then overeat because I'm so hungry and not know when to stop, and then feel bloated and shitty and then starve myself. Like, hunger cues were not a thing I was ever like taught about or even knew about, or even, yeah. So learning about how to, one, eat before I felt hungry, because my level of like, oh yeah, I'm feeling hungry, was starvation. My relationship to like knowing when I was hungry was all kinds of whack, so I had to start trying to eat when I wasn't feeling to the point of starvation, and that helped me start to regulate like, oh okay, I'm full. That was the perfect amount. I'm like satisfied. I'm not bloated to the point of pain. So yeah, that was huge. And also not restricting anymore, because a big thing that I struggled with, like I said, was sugar cravings. Part of it was the bacteria in my gut were super unhealthy, so they were making me crave sugar like crackhead. The fact that I was also trying to restrict sugar just made me like want what I can't have even more. When I stopped restricting shit, like all kinds of everything, my desire for it went down. Like, I let myself have it. And like, what, you have to almost like kind of swing the other way in intuitive eating a little bit, where you like let yourself have all the things and eat whatever you want. And it feels icky at first. Like, I definitely really struggled. It's not an easy habit to like break, but I started, you know, when I would go to a restaurant with my boo, actually order what I wanted off of the menu, and then, you know, would have to still breathe through and work through all the things that came up from my eating disorder voice that was like, that was the wrong thing, or like, you should feel guilty for that, and start to like share those thoughts. Like, I would share with my partner, like, I'm feeling really guilty, I'm feeling like really bad about eating this, and he did a really great job of like reminding me like, I'm good enough, my body is beautiful, like this is part of the healing journey. So, you know, having support really matters. Like, don't keep this to yourself, don't hold it in. I know that it can feel like it's a shameful thing that you need to like hide, but the more that you can share with like what's actually going on for you, the more you can actually receive support. And having him to lean on to like literally not keep all those guilty thoughts like stuck in my head manipulating my actions, but being like, okay, like, I'm noticing that I'm feeling guilty, but like I also feel full, my body feels okay, and like I'm just having the anxious thoughts and feeling like I need to go work out right now, and working through that and like learning that like those were just thoughts, they weren't like the truth, I didn't need to listen to them. It changed a lot, you know. It made working out feel like a celebration of my body rather than a punishment. It made food be an actual enjoyable, not anxiety-ridden experience. And now I don't crave sugar that often. Like, I'm not a person who's like, oh, I need a sweet treat after dinner. Like, I'll have stuff, like sometimes I am like, yeah, I want some ice cream right now randomly, or like I love a pastry with my coffee if I'm at a coffee shop. And I let myself have that because it makes me actually feel like, oh yeah, I actually know that I want this, rather than like in the past, if there was cookies or candy or whatever like available, like I wouldn't be able to stop myself from like, you know, and then I would binge super hard. Now I can enjoy treats, and I do not restrict myself. It's not a constant thing, and it's not like food noise that is just like sugar. Like, I don't actually crave it, and I can tell that my gut bacteria is like healthier and in a way better place, because I actually crave, like, I crave a good salad. Like, y'all will see in my what I eat in a week. Like, a bitch loves a bowl of veggies because it genuinely feels good, not because that's like what I have to eat. I eat now from a place of like, what does my body want? And the last thing that has kind of come full circle in helping heal is I stopped being vegan. I was vegan for many, many years, pretty much from when I was 19 until I was like 25. Like, I was vegan, strict vegan for a really long time. Even when I was like healing the eating disorder, I still was vegan. And then I just realized that that was like the last piece of the puzzle. That was the last thing of restriction. You know, it's no coincidence that I went full vegan when I was injured and when this eating disorder started. So I decided to stop being entirely vegan and start eating some meat again for the first time in 10 years, because I was vegetarian even before that. While I still do love to eat plant-based, like I'll still make entirely vegan meals, I also eat anything now. Like I'll eat a steak. I'm not gonna sit here and tell anyone what to eat in their diet. That's why the food vlog video isn't really me saying like, you should eat this because this is healthy. That is not my intention. I'm just gonna show that like I kind of eat whatever feels right. And because I have taken the time to heal my gut and heal my relationship with food, what I eat actually does end up 70% of the time being really healthy, really nourishing food, because I'm listening to my body actually crave that. And the other 30% is like, you better believe I'm gonna get some wings after like a night out, or I'm gonna get some chicken tenders and like eat some ice cream, or like I will go get pizza. Like I don't restrict anything anymore. The more that I let myself really be like, you can have anything, it makes me actually feel like, actually I know I'm gonna feel really good if I eat this thing, you know? And I'm able to tune more into like what sounds good, what does my body need for energy, for fuel, how hungry am I, and how much do I want, right? So that has been a huge thing. I don't have that food noise anymore. I really focus on nourishing my gut health and still living by a lot of the same Ayurvedic principles that are in that book, and taking care of my nervous system. I meditate every day. I do yoga multiple times a week. I love still doing yin and restorative yoga. Y'all know I always be talking about that, and I usually talk about it more in like a dancer health recovery way, but it is an incredible way to like regulate your digestive system and regulate your relationship with your body. Like you'll feel it next time you do restorative yoga. You'll start to hear your belly like gurgling and like things start to move, and that's a good sign. That means like you're regulated, your digestive system is starting up, it's revving the engines, which is what we want. We want that inner fire to be really strong. Overall, my philosophy now is focusing more on my gut health, letting that guide me into making intuitive food choices that are actually truly healthy and living from more of a place of balance without restricting. That has truly changed my life. I will link both of those books that really helped me below. I'll also link my restorative vegan yoga playlist too, and those two things combined, I really think saved me from a life of misery and hating my body and having food be this anxious noise that filled every moment of my life. Low-key saved my life. If you have any questions or you relate, or anything in this video like really resonated with you, I would love to hear. Or if you have more questions, and then yeah, I will be posting a what I eat in my life now video. It's not gonna be aesthetic, but it'll be real, and I'll take you into my real life. Thanks for watching, guys. This was long, we had a lot to cover, but I really hope that if you are someone who's struggling with an eating disorder, please seek support somehow. Don't just keep it to yourself. Even if that person is me and I'm the only person that you feel safe to talk to, reach out to a friend, reach out to me, reach out to a partner, family. The most dangerous thing you can do is to let the shame of it keep you stuck. There is a life where you can have the best of both worlds. You can be really fit and athletic and love your body and be able to do whatever, and also eat what you want and have food be a happy part of your life, not the thing that brings the most stress. And if you know someone who's struggling with this, send them this video. But otherwise, I will see you in one of my yoga classes, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye, friends.